as we look at this, Kansas is pretty flat. Sometimes a lot of Illinois is flat too, but we're going to put it on Kansas. We're not going to put it on Illinois. So we look at Kansas. Do we want our music to be flatline? What do we like? I'd like to see in a mountaintop. Okay, yeah. Maybe we're not going to go quite that extreme. Okay? But again, you want to do something a little different to make it interesting. Okay? Sometimes it's like driving down a straight road and you're extremely tired, you didn't get any sleep. What happens when you're driving? Well, don't do that. Okay? Get your Mountain Dew or whatever else that you need to stay awake. But again, that's what we're really looking at doing. So, flat line, not good. Melody. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2 E and a 1, 2 E and a 1. And what we're doing right there in terms of the people listening, how many of you when you go to a concert, and I'm talking more the concert side of things, like it when you can kind of sit back a little bit and enjoy it? And then sometimes when the ensemble starts playing a little softer, typically what do you do as a listener? Lean forward a little bit. Sometimes in the band setting, what do we do a lot of? You know what I'm saying? Bands are really good at playing loud. When it comes to playing quiet, what generally happens? It's still like this! Okay? Do you like that all the time? Do you have teachers that sometimes will talk to you in the same voice? Yeah. This is what I want you to do! If I talk to you like this all day, are you going to listen to me? Yes. Maybe for a while you will. Like, what an idiot! But again, we've got to make that difference, okay? And you got to play with that. Keep them guessing. Keep your audience listening. Of like, what is this band going to do next? Because it's a march. So a lot of times we know, okay, this happens. It becomes very formula-oriented. But if you continue to mix that up a little bit, they're like, man, this high school group is really fantastic. Okay? And that's what we're looking at doing, okay? It's just playing music. All right, here we go. Let's hear melody. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and da 2 E and a 1, 2 E and a 1, 1, 2, melody and. Yeah, don't let the tongue get in the way. The tongue gets in the way. 1 and 2, ready now, you. Push the airflow through as well. Make sense? As opposed to and it dies away. That's not going to keep projecting that forward. 1, 2, now you and. Non-melody, folks, at letter B. Non-melody. Okay? Don't, ready, and. Okay, yeah. So, trombones, saxes, and friends, what do we have? We don't have melody, we know that. Do we have true harmony? Counter melody. So counter melody, hang out just for a moment. Let's hear our oompas parts, okay? Oompa, 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 okay? 1, 2 with the percussion and. Okay, a couple things, and especially since an Italian march that we're looking at. The oomps are really strong, aren't they? How many are playing oomps on the beat? And we're going to call the pause after the beat, or on the and. 1 and 2 and. Ands, raise your hand. Look how many people raise their hands compared to the oomps. Okay? Woo! We're excited about that. As we look at that, oomps, continue where you are and think very pizzicato bass, like a string bass. You guys use string bass for jazz?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. True jazz band. Yeah. As you look at that, think very pizzicato with that in terms of boom, 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 boom. You're plucking the string, we get that sound. And we're real close. You guys have great tone. So keep that going. And then as we get to the pause, increase your volume just a bit. Okay? Because we need you to match the oomps. Don't let the oomps take over your world, okay? Oompa, 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 oompa. Keep that going. All right, here we go. Once again. And 1. Yeah. Careful not to slap. Blah, blah, blah. 1, 2, B, and. Work. Let's go ahead and keep them even a little bit tighter together because we're going to look for more, not a sizzle type cymbal, but again just a little bit less of the reverberation from the cymbals, okay? Because right now that bleeds over a little bit. You're doing great. Just pull that back, make that a little bit tighter. Okay? All right. Here we go. Once again. 2, 2, ready, B. Everybody's in letter B. First time, okay? Second time, what are we going to bring through? What should we listen for that second time? We really want to counter melody. So melody, even though it doesn't say to, I don't believe it does, melody at letter B, second time through, we're going to pull you down dynamically quite a bit more. So think, where are you marking? Mezzo forte, first time? Maybe second time through, think a little more mezzo piano. Counter melody then will reign the world second time through, okay? All right, here we go. First time, letter B. Da, 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 B, and. Throughout that as well. So it's not like counter melody reigns throughout. I mean, I still want you to be nice and strong right there. So continue to bring those elements out when you're playing. Careful of let's hear one before C. And actually just your two notes are low voices that have beat 2 and. Okay? Let's hear beat 2 right before letter C. Ready? Sustaining. Okay. Sing that on do. Do. Ready? And. Play it again. And. And the and. The second, right? Okay, so a lot of that is just the nature of the note. When we look at beat 2, that's a harder note to really let project and also get in tune. So if you haven't already, spend some time with the tuner, specifically with that note, and make sure you get that locked in. Can you get it? It's just the airstrike. We're all going. Thanks a lot for inviting me, Mr. Gunn. All right. That's pleasant.
Probably some, probably some of those Kansas fans that you were.
That's right. That's right. They heard. All right. Play beat 2 once again. Beat 2 once again. Okay. And give a lot more air behind that, but warm air. Warm fast. Ready? And see, by the time we got to the and, we kind of slid through that. Da ba da 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 dee da. Dee-da, 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 dee. Okay? Alright. Beat 2, and. Yeah, and we know the and is even stronger right there, so see if you can give a little bit more love to beat 2. Okay? Because dee-da, dee-da is what it's coming across. Ba-da, ba-da. We want to keep that nice and equal. Alright. Letter B. Letter B. Second time. Everybody's in. Counter melody. melody back off just a little bit. Oompas, pull back just a little bit as well so we can hear that counter melody coming through. Letter B, da 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 B, and. Now, just to clarify, what voice or what instrument should be heard most dominantly on beat 2 and? Tubas. Who's coming across probably right now?
The siren.
The siren. You're good. You're good. Yeah. We're probably getting a little bit more, and it's going to be even more. Way to go. Way to go. As you look at that, it's good, but even with you guys, just a couple things. Because you're going to be closer to the audience, you're going to really come through even a little bit more. So pull it back just a little bit and listen through to the tubas. Tubas, I wouldn't increase your volume anymore, okay? Because again, this is not one of those comedic moments to where we look for some type of splatting or a ba-da. We still want a nice symphonic sound to that. All right, second time, letter B. Second time, letter B. Thank you. B and. Into letter F. How would you describe that note? Well, let's get the facts straight right there. We've got a quarter note. What articulations do you have right there? Right. What articulations? What do you have underneath the note or above the note? An accent? What else? You have another?
FF.
Yep. Do you have a line at all? Hey, I wish I had a whiteboard marker right here. Oh, do you have a line? You don't have a tenuto? Okay. None of you do? Wow, okay. What? An accent with a line under it? You don't have that? Okay, all right. I guess we have it in the score. Right before a letter F, this is something we'll have to do just a little bit in terms of interpretation. Let's just hear that pick up into letter F, okay? We'll get that note situated first, and then we'll talk about the style of that, okay? Here we go. Just beat 2 right before letter F. Ready? And. Okay? Play that whole passage right there. I'll give you 1, 2, 1, and we take the pickups into F. 1, 2, 1. Careful with the accent. We don't give so much emphasis. Ba ba. It's ba 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 da da. 1, 2, 1. Yeah. So length of note, I would still give a little emphasis, give it the full value to a certain extent, even though we're still in a marched out da da. Okay. Once again. 1, 2, 1. Mentally, our 16th notes, are we ahead, right on, or behind? We're behind. And a lot of it is because of taking that tied note. Anytime we've got a tied note, typically we're going to hold that a little too long. Da, da, do we end a 1? Okay? So if you would, clip ever so slightly where you've got the quarter note tied to the half note. I would think more of that quarter note being an 8th note with an 8th rest. Da, da. Ba-da-da-da-dee. That's going to give a little more space and cleanliness to things, okay? Let's try that once again. Pick up some there. 1, 2, 1. Up. Yeah. And give a little more accent as well on your 16th note. Dia-da-da-da. Dia-da-da-da. Let's hear 16th notes. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Okay? Slur, tongue, tongue, da. Dia-da-da-da. Dia-da-da-da. Take it a little slower. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, much better, much better. And just a little accent to your first 16th note. Dia da da da. Dia da da da. 1, 2, 1. Much clearer, okay? All right, take that whole passage, pickups into F. Thank you, everybody else, for your patience. Pickups in the letter F. 1, 2, 1. Okay? Equalize this a little bit more in terms of balance. What is the most important part of letter F? Da, 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 da. Guess what's coming across the most? That. There's a lot more people playing letter F, da, 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 da. Okay? So pull that back. Just relax. Even though it's marked, do you have forte there for tissimo? Yeah. Pull that back. Be thinking a leaves forte, maybe even a little mezzo forte right there. So think a little bit less right there. Okay? Go ahead and mark that. Make sure you remember that. Okay. Pickups in the letter F. Everybody's in. 1, 2, 1. Already, but watch where we are articulation-wise. Staccato once again, keeping it light and detached. 1 and a 2 and 1 and 2 and okay? Take that if you've got that rhythm. 2 measures before letter J, along with snare. Da, 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 ready, and. Yeah, you just play that just by yourself. 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, good. Listen to the snare for that articulation and that separation that we've got. We want to make sure we match the piccolo snares. Da, 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 da. Okay? Go ahead. Add winds back in. Da, 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 and. Yeah. Compare your sound in terms of length of note to what the piccolo snare is doing. Longer or shorter? Still playing longer. Still playing longer. See if we can match that length. Once again. Go ahead.
By myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep that nice and consistent on those last 4. Da, 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 da. Okay, once again, try. Yeah. All right, here we go. Match that winds. Da, 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 and. Yeah. Okay, take that at letter I to work that transition. I. 1, 2, I. Here we go. And. Cornets right at letter J. Because this is the new feature that we have, along with the descending line that we get some of our low brass, low reeds. Okay? Letter J. 1, 2, J, and. Let's not hear the 16th notes. Let's just hear da 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 da. 1, 2, J, and. Yeah. Make sure we are all solid with that because we need to hear that line coming through. That's an important part. Now let's hear the descending 16th notes. E and a 2, E and a 1. Okay? Anybody that has that letter J. 1 and 2, J, and. Yeah. Don't freak out. Okay? You got it?
Yeah.
Let's try it again. See, that's a good thing to know now, isn't it? Yeah. Pressure's on, so it's like, whoa, I'm going to really play that part. Yeah, good. All right. 1, 2, J, and. Let's take that one note at a time, okay? Go ahead and take it on your own pace. Play the first note. Next one. kind of look in the chromatics right there.